Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Center. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is April 16th, 2024. A lot of chop today. There was a couple catalysts, but really it just brought on some volatility. Price hasn't really gone many directions except up and down sideways in a sense. So I just wanted to do a really fast video just to update you. I do think we have further down to go, but I'm going to try to interpret this for you. We're just going to do SPY and really that's it. SPY on the daily and then the 65, and ended off there with the Elliott wave. So we have SPY on the daily time frame. You see, we're struggling to get a green candle, somewhat of a doji, possible reversal candle. So that's one way of thinking, hey, we might get a reversal here. It's a little warning sign. We're right on top of this resistance, now support zone. But as we go to the lower time frame, I do think we're going to head just a little bit lower before some more chop. Okay. So when we start getting these wave 4s and wave 5s, that's really difficult to trade. You have to have enough time on your options if you're an options trader, and just kind of ride through the quick volatility that wave 4s can be. They can be very complicated and just whipsaw you back and forth. So that's what happened today. All right, so we have the daily time frame, and then real quick, this is our for anybody that's new that picks up today, our Elliott wave picture on the daily time frame. This is our pathway that we're looking for. This is an expanding ending diagonal. If you want more detail, go to yesterday's video, but we're really looking for a fairly sharp move down into the 460. There's a zone. Again, look at the yesterday's video, and a bounce and further down, and then there's an alternative situation as well. We're not going to go through that. Let's go down to the 65 minute. By the way, if you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Center logo, and subscribe. And so on the traditional technical analysis, we broke down from the wedge. We're kind of on the cues where you're going sideways. We're falling a little bit shorter on SPY, and now we're starting to release some of the energy and starting to stretch out a little bit. I am anticipating a channel, so I have these two tops connected here, and not quite. There's nothing to connect this bottom. That's just there for a placeholder. I do think a channel is going to happen, and I think it's going to happen somewhere around the 500 to 498 area. Possibly this. We have an island gap. If you notice right here, we had a gap, island gap right there. It's in white, and I think that's a good possibility that we get down, maybe even close it. All right. So then all I'll do is I'll just adjust this where it needs to be at the time. And where do I get these targets? Well, there's definitely a zone here. This is a consolidation zone. We're right at the top of this zone here, the consolidation. So clearly we're going to have a reaction. And also that's the options expected move. So that's a very comfortable place for price to end and to spend the day oscillating around. Now, I do expect these gaps to close. This technically can be a 5-wave finished move here. We had a 1, 2, 3, and then just a little 4, and barely got a new low for a possible wave 5. I don't think that's the case. I think this was an ABC correction with an expanded flat if you go down to lower time frames. But just keep that in mind that technically it can be somewhat of a low, and then we can have a deeper retracement. It doesn't look right to me. Let's go to the. All right, so I think that we're looking for more of a 1, 2, and then we're still waiting on this wave 3 to complete. So and this minute, like micro wave here, I think is still completing this wave 3. I think we can look down for this 498 where I was talking about in that zone, make a new low tomorrow, perhaps, and then start a larger degree wave 4, where we have a bounce and some chop. It could be a triangle, it could be a flat. So, it's messy. So you get it, if you have this week's options playing out, then, roll them out to next week if you're confident that it's going to continue to the downside. I do think that's the case. I think this is starting to stretch out and starting to resolve itself. So at the very minimum, even if you're a bull, this would be some sort of A, B, and then you still have to have a 5-wave move down for a C. And again, I don't think it's possible that could be the end of the 5 waves. Let me get that off of there. But it just so happens that I did measure out from, if you go down to like a 5-minute, you have another 1, 2, 3, and then the wave 4 came back to the 382. So I think this is a 4, and now we're going to continue for the rest of this purple wave 3 into lower prices going into tomorrow. Then we get our bounce. That's pretty much all I want to show you, just to follow up on what was happening yesterday. This is a wave 4 price action in this minute wave. Okay, this 1, 2, 3, and then 4 action, and 5 to complete wave 3 of this degree, of the purple degree. Okay, that's it. Short video. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow, see how this resolves, and look for a bounce.